Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the very first edition of Time with Tara. Actually, it's my second edition. I uploaded an old video that I did a few years back just to get it up and running and see how to do it. I'm a little bit old school, so it takes me a minute to just kind of catch on to things. Um, Everyone that knows me that I used to play in the backyard with old Moses, and before that, I even played with I even played with a few others. So, welcome to Time with Tara. Let me introduce myself. My name is Tara Casey Bentley, and I'm from San Antonio, Texas. And I'm putting out videos to do a few things. Since the pandemic, I can't perform anymore because of my age and because of health conditions. So I'm taking a new route, and I hope that you all come along, and I hope that you enjoy what I do. I will be doing cooking segments, I'll be doing some gardening segments, and I'll be doing some cleaning tips. I've been married 20 years, and my husband loves the way I keep my home, and hopefully I can help y'all keep your home up too. Maybe teach you how to garden a little bit. I've learned a few things along the way in life, and hopefully I can pass them down to a few of you. So welcome. I'll show you my backyard real quick. Actually, I'm going to show you where Tara comes to life at. This is Tara's room right here, and there's my backyard. You can see down there. I've got all kinds of plants and things and just everything. And you'll be seeing a lot more of that when we get out there and get you introduced to my garden and my yard. But this is Tara's room right here. This is where I get dressed at. Those are some of my shoes. I've got a closet full of clothes up there, and there's a few of my achievements along the way. My handbags and a few things out that in the hall. And then this is my jewelry box right here, my traveling cases, and a few of my little outfits, and some other stuff. So, and then I have my own little sitting area over here in case I have someone up here to join me. So today I'm gonna get my shoes on real quick, and we can take those downstairs while I'm talking to you. How's everybody doing this Saturday afternoon? I hope you're all doing okay, and I hope you're all enjoying your day and not staying inside. Maybe you can get outside and do some gardening today, kind of get it going. Today, on our first segment, excuse the darkness, I'm going in and out because I'm going to my kitchen. I'm gonna let all of y'all follow me over to my kitchen. Let me just step into my shoes real quick. Today I'm going to show you how to do a couple things in the kitchen, because actually the kitchen is the heart of the home, and I spend a lot of time in my kitchen. My husband's a big eater. He used to be when we first met. He's not as much as he used to be, but he still loves a good meal. So anyway, and I love fixing for people that love to eat, don't you? That's one of my favorite things. So today I'm going to be cooking or making one of his favorite things, which he drinks every day. I shouldn't say every day, because there are some days that he doesn't drink it. He drinks Kool-Aid instead. He is a big southern man. He's from the southern part, and let me see if we can get this over here to you. There we go. There y'all are. So he likes southern food, so that's what I cook him. I cook him a lot of southern food. Let me see if I can get this arranged to where everyone can kind of see a little bit better. Y'all excuse me, this is my first time doing this, and y'all are with me as I work out the kinks. There we go. Okay, so now you can see everything. So there's my oven, and as you can see, I've got a couple of pots on that oven. This is a pot of beans I'm making. I put about 1.5 gallons of water in there, and I've already taken my beans and I've cleaned them. This is my colander, and I always clean my beans because in every bowl you'll see that there's a lot of little rocks or maybe some bad beans. There's a bad bean in every bag, I say. So these are the beans, and I'm going to pour them in, and I'm going to say there's probably about 1.5 cups there. And I poured those in. I'll put this in the sink. And people always ask me, what type of cutting board I use. And I'll have to tell you, I love, love, love the plastic ones. And I'll tell you why. Unlike a wooden cutting board, I can bleach this and get all the bacteria off as you can't do that with a wooden one. And so I really do like the plastic cutting boards. They're just easier to handle for me, and they do keep nicer. So anyway, I'm going to take one large onion. And this is the way I peel an onion. All of you may not work the same way, but I like to just take each end off. And then I slice it right down the middle. And then it's easy just to take that one piece of outer peeling off. Just like that. And I throw that right in there. Take this other side off. And throw it in there too, because onion makes everything taste better. I love, love, love the taste of a good onion. Now, I always have garlic around my house, because I know a lot of you that cook love a lot of garlic, and I love the way garlic tastes. That was a bad one. I gotta get more. I love the way garlic tastes, and especially in a pot of beans, pot of pinto beans. There ain't nothing that gives that more flavor. So the first thing I'm gonna do is cut off the end, the little rough end, not the tip, but the end, and pull that vein off. And I'll do that to each one of them. I'm putting three little pods in there. Actually, that's split into two, so that's 4 little ones. And then I take my knife and I kind of smash it, and it'll take the rest of that peel right off there. You won't have to mess with it a bit. And you do that to each one of those. See how easy that is? And it takes the peel right off. Makes it very, very nice and easy. That little one got smashed when I did the last one, as did this one. Okay, so now I can just take this all and dump it aside. Now, something that I do, when I cook, I always get a bowl out, and I call it the garbage can, because it's too much to keep running back and forth to that garbage can every time you're trying to do something. You got enough running in the kitchen to do as it is. So this just makes it a little bit easier. So I'm going to take those 4 little garlic cloves, and I'm going to mince those up really quick. I go one way on it, and then I go back the other way, so that no one gets a great big taste of garlic in their mouth when they're eating the beans. Besides that, by the time it gets there shouldn't really be much of a garlic clove left. It's all cooked down. I'll put that into my beans. You can already start to smell the garlic in there. It really does smell good. I'm going to take a little bit of black pepper, and I'm going to put a couple of pinches in there. We love black pepper in this house, and I go through quite a bit of it. And then I'm going to take some coarse sea salt and sprinkle it in there. Aren't these nice? They're salt and pepper keepers. I got them when I was in Seattle. Actually, I got them when I was in Olympia, the capital of Washington, and I love that place. It's one of my favorite places to visit. If you ever get a chance, Seattle and that area, the Great Northwest, is just absolutely beautiful. And I suggest that all of you get a chance in your lifetime to go up and visit. There's so many beautiful things to see besides the Space Needle. As a matter of fact, I was talking to a friend the other day and I was telling him that Olympia kind of reminds me of Austin, Texas, circa 1960. So I've already got my onion in there, I've already got some salt and pepper, but this lacks a lot of taste still. So I'm going to show you what we're going to do. It's so darn hot outside. I should be having one of these for myself, but I'm not. I'm not going to have a beer for myself, but I am going to open one up and pour the whole thing right in those beans. We're making beer borracho beans. And I'm going to put that in the garbage can right there so when my husband takes it out later, he'll know part of that's going to go in recycle, and he'll know, pull that out, and he'll know the other part goes into, not the garbage, what's the other one besides recycle? I'll think it, the biodegradable stuff that they put out, that's where that's going to go. So on top of this, there's another big factor that I'm missing, and I'm going to show you that right now because it's really a have to have. I think I'm going to use a bigger skillet for this. Now, I am going to turn this oven on over here, put this on high on this burner so I can move this over, because while that's working and that continues, I'm going to start something delicious. Now I know you're all going to agree with me because bacon makes everything better. And again, I'm going to put this in my garbage can right here. Isn't that nifty? I've already used it 3 or 4 times without having to run over to my garbage can. So I love that. I got that actually off of Rachel Ray, watching her. I love watching other people. I love getting inspired by other people and seeing everyone that can offer a new twist on something. You're never too old to learn. Some people, they get tired and they don't want to learn after a while. They just want to sit back and enjoy life. I say if you quit learning, you quit living. So right here I've got 5 strips, maybe 5 strips of bacon. And I'm not making a bunch of beans. Normally I cook for an army because I've got kids, I've got grandkids, and I've got everybody. My house is Grand Central Station. So a lot of times I do cook enough for an army. I've got big son-in-laws. So I'm going to wash my hands real quick. Excuse me, you can watch that simmer for a minute. I have to show you my shoes. So, because I have a girlfriend that's a shoe fanatic. Michelle Salinas, these are for you, honey. So I don't know if you can see these. Here, let me turn around and do this. They have the gold heel. We love our shoes. That bacon's already smelling good. But breakfast is long gone, honey. So these are going to go right into that. Right into those beans. Now before I start making a mess all over myself and get myself all messed up, I'm going to go ahead and stick an apron on real quick so you all can see this outfit again one day without grease spots all over it. So here we go. I can smell that the bacon starting to sizzle. And it doesn't have to be perfect. Now mind you, I'm still using the same cutting board that I had, and a sharp knife is really important. I keep sharp knives, all of them, because they each are for different things. I have one that I use specifically for bread that has a grated part to it, and then I have this one that's very, very sharp, and I use it for vegetables and stuff like that, and for cutting up meat. If it's a bigger piece of meat, I have a cleaver or what have you, but this is cooked meat, so it doesn't need that big of a knife. Let me put this up real quick. I wasn't teasing you when I told you I'm a fanatic about a clean kitchen. I'll always be, that's just who I am. And so on top of that, I'm going to get this back burner going back here. I'm actually going to move this pot. And I'm going to get this pot and I'm going to fill it. I'm going to show you on top of making the beans, I'm also going to show you how to make Texas tea, Texas sweet tea. My husband drinks a ton of it and he loves it. This is his favorite recipe, and anytime I've shared it, people just love this iced tea. So I'm going to teach you. It's very, very simple. Here we go. So I take my little pot. This is my little teapot. And I don't use tap water. Because today you never know what's in it. You don't know what they're adding. So I use distilled water, and I have tons of it in the garage. And I put about 3 cups of water in here, and I'm going to put it on that back burner and turn it on high because I want that to start to really boil. That bacon's smelling good. I am going to get me a couple of tea bags. I specifically love the the Lipton iced tea, and it comes in little small bags. I get 2 of those. I just had my husband, before we started the video, I just had my husband go out into the back garden, and he went out there and got me a few pieces of mint out of my garden. I love fresh spearmint, and it grows like a weed. If you're going to grow this in your garden, I'm going to suggest that you grow it in a nice pot. I have it in a really big round pot, and I have it year-round virtually, and it's nice because I can make tea whenever I want. I'm going to put that in that water before it begins to boil, along with the 2 tea bags. Now, the secret to making really good iced tea is not allowing that water to boil, because if you boil, you get a bitter tea. So you don't want to boil that tea, you just want to simmer it. So in a minute, when I see steam starting to rise out of that back pot, I'm going to put a little top on it and let it just sit there for a moment before I make the rest of my tea. But I can already start preparing that right now. So this is the pitcher that I use for my husband's tea, and again, I use the plastic one because it gets tea stains and all, and I can bleach this out. I use it for his Kool-Aid. This is his pitcher. So as long as I keep his pitcher full every week, he's happy. Now before this gets going, I'm going to go ahead and keep frying that bacon. So I'm going to take the rest of this. There wasn't a full pitcher here when I started because I'd already used some for something else. But I probably put like from here to here in that pot. So I'm going to say right about where it starts to bend to a little over halfway down for inside that pot. The rest of it I'm just going to pour right straight into this pitcher. And then I'm going to take my sugar. I'm going to use a dry measuring cup. Any dry ingredients you want to use that type of measuring cup with. It's for the dry. So I'm going to do 1, 2 cups of whole sugar, white sugar, pure cane sugar. And I stir that up and get it at where it's somewhat dissolved. It's not going to be fully dissolved yet, but you can start that going. While I'm doing that, I can take this off of the next gallon so it's ready to go. There we go. Now, I'm going to let you see this bacon because it's just about done. Now, I don't cook it down completely where it's all crispy. I just like it somewhat cooked. I'm going to transfer that over to my cutting board. And I'm going to start cutting it up into pieces. I can turn that off. Now I'm going to take this bacon and I'm going to put it right on into those beans. Then I'm going to take that bacon grease and I'm going to pour that in there too. Now, to be honest with you, I didn't get enough bacon grease, and I always keep a little bit of extra bacon grease on the side, so I am going to put a little bit of extra bacon grease in those beans. I'm going to run some water in my pan. And then I'm going to put that in there because that's the good stuff. That's called flavoring. Y'all, my kitchen's starting to smell really good. Now, as you can see, I'm already starting to get a nice little steam off of this pot, but it's not boiling. I don't want it to boil. So I can turn this back one off as well, and I'm just going to put a little lid on my teapot and just let it simmer like this for just a few moments. It doesn't take a long time, it just takes a little bit. So I'm going to sit it back here in the middle. Actually, I'm not. I'm going to move this over to the big burner because that's a big pot, and put it back up on to boil. And then I can turn this one down over here and set this tea right here in the middle. Now, I kind of clean up as I go. I don't know if all of y'all work the same, but I do like to clean up as I go. Are y'all having a blessed day? I know that I am. I'm having a fun time, and I hope that you're enjoying my cooking show. So I'm going to show you over here. I'm going to bring it closer so that you can see what I'm doing. Sometimes it's hard to see. So these are my beans. Aren't those looking good? And I'm going to get me a little spoon so I can stir these. Now, I can tell you that those are not going to be enough. So, I do like to put a little extra in there. So I'm going to use, and I like, it doesn't matter. I use this garlic powder. I use any garlic powder that's on sale. Because to me, garlic powder is garlic powder. I'm not real choosy about it. So I am going to sprinkle some garlic powder in there. And that's it. We're just gonna have to wait and see how those are. I can guarantee you they're gonna be good. Let me get you back up on here on the pedestal so you can kind of see. Maybe I might move you. I might move this so that you can all see a little bit better. Let me see where I can move this to. This might even be better. Do you think that's better? I think that might be better. You might be able to see a little bit more, although I'm not doing a whole bunch right now. I'm just kind of, actually I don't know if I like that any better. So we'll see about this right here. That's a good shot right there. We'll just leave that right there so that you can see this countertop, because I'm about to come over here and make my tea. So I'll show you how I do that. It's just real easy. There you go. So this tea is done. I can assure you this steeped, and it really does look good. So I'm going to bring this pitcher over here. We've already put our 2 cups of sugar into this pitcher. So I'm going to go ahead and remove this pot. Now remember, I've got my mint, my 2. Now I use 2. If you like a little bit more mint, you can use 3. But I use 2 today. Sometimes I do use 3. And I use the 2 tea bags. And you can see the color of this when it's pouring in. Kind of smash that around in there to get the extra water out of those tea bags. And then all this can go right here in my garbage can. Voila. Now I'm going to stir it because it's still warm, and it'll help melt the rest of that sugar down just a little bit. Now the sugar's melted and I can continue with my water. I like to add water at the end so I can give it a good stir without it splashing up everywhere. Finish mixing it. And that's done. That's my tea. That's all it takes. That's as simple as pie. And don't think we won't be making pies, because we will be making pies too. Maybe not today, but we will be making pies. I'm going to bring you over and let you see the inside of this pot of beans. I've got a nice rolling boil. So now I am going to turn these down to medium high. I'm not going to turn them way down, but just to the medium down. Give those another good stir. And then I'm going to get a top for the beans. Because if you don't, all the water will dissipate out and you won't have any. Now I will leave it slightly crooked on there where some can escape, but I want the most of it to stay in there. Now if your beans seem to be a little bit on the too wet side or too runny side and you like a thicker gravy for your beans, you can go ahead and stir up a little bit of water and flour and mix that in toward the very end when you're done. And I hope that you loved this today. I have enjoyed giving this to you, and I look forward to giving you more cooking tips and time with Tara. Till now, take care. Bye-bye.